Both TJ Watt and Micah Parsons are looking for big-time paydays from the Steelers and the Cowboys, respectively, but the script from last offseason suggests this thing is probably going to stretch out through the full dog days of summer. Kyle Krabs with A to Z Sports, and both TJ Watt and Micah Parsons are firmly in the spotlight this summer as star defenders looking to cash in on new contracts from their respective teams. The only question for TJ Watt is not if he's going to continue to produce at a star level, but how much longer he can continue to produce at the elite level in which he has been in Pittsburgh. He's set to turn 31 years old this fall, but has triple-digit sacks under his belt already. Micah Parsons is more than halfway to triple-digit sacks, despite only playing 4 years in the NFL. He's currently scheduled to play his fifth-year option out with the Cowboys in 2025. But if you remember the script writers and how they handled last year at a different position, there may be some context clues as far as how this is going to play out when it's all said and done. Wind the clocks back 12 months. Jared Goff signs a quarterback contract extension for $53 million per season. Then Trevor Lawrence signs for $55. Tua Tagovailoa signs for $53.1 at the beginning of training camp. And then Jordan Love signs for $55, but his contract signing comes with a record-setting signing bonus. And then Dak Prescott signs his deal last and gets a market reset at both average per year at $60 million per year and the signing bonus record as well, with a whopping $80 million signing bonus in his back pocket when he put pen to paper. Now, contrast that journey to what we've seen thus far this offseason from the edge rush market, where you kind of have to just exclude the Trey Hendrickson saga because Trey Hendrickson has been begging the Bengals to put a contract offer in front of his face that's at least fair market value. That has not happened, but that saga is unique to Cincinnati. You had Max Crosby sign a 3-year deal valued at $35.5 million per year, only to then see Myles Garrett come up over the top at $40 million per year. Danielle Hunter with the Texans then edged just in front by $0.1 million of the Max Crosby contract, just like Tua Tagovailoa did to the Jared Goff contract. That leaves 2 names left. And the last 2 names were the 2 names that got paid the highest. Jordan Love got an at-the-time record-setting signing bonus before Dak Prescott topped that and got $5 million more on an annual average salary basis. The coincidence here, of course, is not just that the Dallas Cowboys are negotiating with both Micah Parsons as they did with Dak Prescott last year, but the agencies that represent the 2 players were the same agencies that represented the 2 players who were last year, CAA and Athletes First. Now, CAA with Todd France got the Dak Prescott contract done. The question now is whether CAA, who represents TJ Watt, will insist on being last yet again this time around. Everybody knows the longer you wait, the more you pay if you're signing players to contract extensions. But this is a two-way street, and these agencies know that the more chips are on the table, the more clarity there is as far as how much they can realistically ask for and then ultimately prompt the teams to have to pay. That's what CAA did with Dak Prescott last year and how he managed to blow every other quarterback contract out of the water. Now, it is worth noting the Cowboys do have the franchise tag in their back pocket should the negotiations with Parsons go sideways. But if they're intent on paying Parsons long-term, the franchise tag would simply be delaying the inevitable, in which case you would be paying more as more contracts get done between now and the time when you finally come to a resolution with your star pass rusher. The challenge here is who blinks first between Watt and CAA and the Pittsburgh Steelers, Parsons and Mulligetta and Athletes First, against the Dallas Cowboys. These 2 contract negotiations may be waiting for the other shoe to fall, and the question becomes who throws their hands up first and says enough is enough, let's get this business done, and walk away from winning the negotiation. That central theme lies true here, just like it did last year for the quarterback negotiation. Whoever is going to get paid next is probably going to surrender some money in the process. Is that worth it to get the business done? Or are you willing to prove that patience is a virtue once again, like the quarterbacks did last year, and like Dak Prescott did with the Dallas Cowboys, by waiting this thing out as long as possible before ultimately pushing it across the finish line.